got the signals for the Baltimore Colts. Unitas gives to Amici. The Colts are the world champions. Amici scores.
It's amazing, sensational, dramatic, heart-rending, exciting, thrilling finish in the history of college football. California won the big game. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes!
This is Phil Steele.
This is Mike Burnham.
This is Wes Durham.
This is Mike Ashley.
Hi, this is Chuck Foreman, number 44 of the Minnesota Vikings.
Woo, mercy, this is handsome Jimmy Vane, the Boogie Woogie Man.
This is Coach Fry with Virginia Tech Football, and you are listening to Big Dog Sports Talk.
Are you ready to rock? Are you ready to roll? Okay, let's do it.
You're in the doghouse with Rick Watson on Big Dog Sports Talk, presented by Pulaski County Sports and Entertainment. Join us in the Family Fencing Studios and chime in on the McClellan Chiropractic chat line. He's keeping cool with help from Little River Heating and Air, but this show is straight fire. And now, the big dog, Rick Watson.
Rick Watson's got the mic, he's the big dog king. Cover sports so sharp, it's a New River thing. Virginia Tech fire, rapid pride too. Every stat, every play, he's bringing it to you. He's got that voice, deep as the valley, breaking it down, no dilly, no dally. Big dog sports talk, feel the bark. Got the scoop, faster than a sprint, calling plays like a coach, every word's a hint. From the courts to the fields, the stories unfold. Rick's play-by-play, worth its weight in gold. With a laugh and a growl, he'll pull you in. Big Dog's podcast, let the games begin. Big Dog Sports Talk, feel the bark, feel the bite.
Hey, good morning. How are you? It's the Finally Friday edition. Hence the graphic that says finally it's Friday. And my goodness gracious, thank goodness it's Friday. It has been a long week, hasn't it? And, you know, your work week continues into the weekend. All weekend. Send me a message on the Professional Door text line, 540-391-0788. In the McClellan Chiropractic chat room as well. And hopefully we'll, get started well today, and it'll take us into Friday a little better. Coach Elmassian is going to join us around 6:30. Recap the Blacksburg Sports Club banquet, and amongst other things. College football is making a lot of changes. College basketball, as we told you yesterday, officially ratified the new 76 field NCAA tournaments. And the 2014 playoff will go through whenever they come up to a vote. It won't be an if, it won't be a compromise. It's going to go from 12 to 24. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, Vic. Good morning, Prometheus, you bringer and giver of fire. Yeah, thank the Lord. Of course, when it's Friday and you've got to work, you don't really feel like it. Today feels like Wednesday. What's up, T-Bird? How are you? What's up, Angel? How are you? Oh, Angel's a bot. Oh, well. Here we go. From the Dead Live 54 tour to the grounded Spirit Airlines. Rankin better make the college football playoffs year one, or Morris is going to be supporting New Stress Line. That's right. Morris has got a high bar. All right, let's get caught up on Vic's headlines. He does a great job this year. Yeah, that's how stupid is that? Like, in any way, shape, or form, do we need Wake Forest and Syracuse to play in Canada? I don't know how that benefits anything, but that's some other deal they've cut with sponsors for each school. It certainly doesn't benefit the ACC. It doesn't benefit the fans of Syracuse or Wake Forest. Just bad decisions after bad decisions after bad decisions. Just unbelievable. Vic, is that $33,000 for the best available tickets at a World Cup final? Wow. Yeah, Tony Clark resigning as the Players Union leader after inappropriate relationship. And, he probably wants to get out because the whole thing is getting ready to implode forever. No season next year. What's up, Believe Love? Hello to you. Please subscribe to the channel. So Coach Elmo, Will Stewart from Texas Sideline. I didn't finish the lineup, did I? Mike Ashley with the open mic, and then Jen the Gamecock girl a week before she heads to Vegas. And then next week will be her from Vegas. All right, where are we here? Check out my article in the Patriot. By the way, thanks to Steve Bufato, everybody at the Montgomery County Chamber. Thanks to Brandon at Top Shelf Apparel, 4377 Lee Highway, for taking care of our T-shirts. Pulaski County Sports Entertainment, the presenting sponsor of this program. We get Tim Miller on next week. Thanks to all their support, means a lot, especially coming from Pulaski County. They are the absolute best. Yes, we will have another Saxless Friday. That is correct. Lawson's Mobile Home Supply, 300 North Franklin Street in Christiansburg. James, a great guy. He's been helping out homeowners for a long time with parts, doors, windows, lots of plumbing supplies. 540-381-8011. Great prices, too. Reach out to James if you're local here and you need some help. We're going to be at the NRB Super Bowl for our bash. If you're going to do something fun this weekend, why not make the Super Bowl involved? Call up Terry Stack, ask about their lane rates. I know you get a discount if you have a group, 540-382-5525. Go have a great time at the Super Bowl. Sundown Electric, excellent reputation, long list of satisfied clients, superior craftsmanship, and attention to detail. They're down in Elliston. Reach out to Sundown Electric for your home needs. By the way, the shirts are $20. I had a couple people ask on the professional door text line. $20 if you want them locally here. Dave Christ, he runs the Ready Set Fund here locally, ReadySetFund.com. Read about it. Go check it out. And give Bob Christ, I think I said Dave. Sorry, Bob. I met Dave, saw Dave again on Wednesday. Bob Christ, BOBCRST11@gmail. And Bob told me about this. I didn't really understand it. Then I went to the site and read it. And I said, wow, that's really cool. And then Floyd County's got it down to a science. They raised $4,300 for their softball team. So thanks to Bob. National Bank member FDIC. This exclusive banking partner of me, Rick Watson, and this program. Ryan Pry, the attorney, 701 West Main Street in Radford. Trust and estate planning. I know a couple people have asked me, if you hear this morning or later on when you watch, let me know if you followed up with Ryan. All right. sponsor of our fan question of the week? I'd like to know. Little River Heating and Air, 1095 Radford Street in Christiansburg, 540-553-2971. We're waking up on May the 8th, and it's 38 degrees. But at some point, you're going to need your air units checked out, so do that. Mark Hunley, McClellan Chiropractic, sponsor of our chat room. And he's got all the latest equipment, all the latest science. It's science. And Family Fencing sponsoring our studios here. Thanks to them, Jason Green, 540-282-94. I think that takes care of our business this morning. You like that? Well, I'm not giving them up entirely, but yeah, thank you. Thank you, Morris. Trying to get better. So I just went on a health. I don't know if it's a health crisis. As you get a little older, you're like, okay, I'm carrying too much weight around. So I've lost 8 pounds since this is the second week I've done this. So it's 2 Sundays ago. I'm down 8 pounds. So we'll see how this goes. I'm trying to do it all naturally. Everybody's getting the damn shot, which, by the way, the more I read about it, good luck. There's a lot of health issues post-shot. Everybody's on Ozempic or some different off-brand. And I decided to go ahead and just do what I used to do, right? Now your metabolism slows down. I can't run. I mean, I'm going to try to work up to running a mile. I walk my steps every day at a little faster pace. But it's really about what you eat. Try not to eat after 7. And the water helps fill you up. I'm so addicted to the soda. Although I'm proud of myself. Yesterday, I only had 3. And that's for me. I know people are going to go, wow, 3 sodas. But for me, that's about half of what I usually consume. So we're getting there, trying to do it the old-fashioned way. So, yeah, counting the calories, just, the whole thing is you take more out than you put in, you're going to lose, right? You're going to lose. Trying not to do it, doing it. Tebow Franklin spending money on the recruiting trail, yes. Got a 3-star corner last night. I don't care about the stars, though. I don't know why I said that. Kid gets here. If he develops, let's see if he can play, right? Let's see if he can play. No more soda bacon. No soda, more bacon, yes. I have had bacon. And I had the Wrights bacon last weekend. Thanks, Rich. You got me. That has to be a delicacy because it's way too expensive for me. But when it's on sale, I grab it. If you haven't had Wright's bacon, thank you, Richie Davis. It's the best bacon. Now, the bacon we used to have on the farm was the best bacon I ever had because it was our own animal, came from our own animals, and we had it carved up at Dad's friend, his butcher friend. So that was the bit that. If you're going to get it in the store and you get what you pay for, the Wright's bacon is absolutely awesome. Yeah, do not seek the shot. Karen and I have been on a carnivore diet, working on 2 months, huge health benefits, and you lose. Yeah, and that's what I did before. There was a time back when I was first married, really disgusted with myself because when I was boxing, I was in such great shape. I let myself get way too heavy. I'm not afraid to say it now. Back then, late 90s, I was up to like 260. And I was like, whoa, 258, I think. I think I still have it written down, 258. So I started doing that, just kind of like an Atkins diet. Started easing into running, and then I started running a lot, and then a whole lot. And then I was running 4 miles a day. I was running 5 miles a day. And I'd ended up at that point, I dropped 68 pounds. It gets tougher as you get older. Yeah, T-Bird, it is, right? Just a bit. I wouldn't have known about it unless Richie Davis shared it with me. BDST official legal counsel, Richie Davis. I would not have known anything about it I mean, I had seen it, but I'm like, oh, well, that can't be that good. It's expensive. And Richie goes, hey, because he'd bring it by the station and we'd have him on. Can't do that much anymore. But you know, Rich, you could bring some by Deadman, and then I could eat it, and we could get you on a Zoom. We could do it that way. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of the aftermath of the shot. People can't stop. They keep going. They're getting addicted to the thing. It's, if something sounds too good to be true, it 29,000 times % usually is. So yeah. That's good, Prometheus. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, let me know what your techniques are, what y'all do. So Prometheus doesn't eat till 7. I try not to eat anything after 7. It won't be hard today or tomorrow with baseball. I'll be on the air, but that'll be evening broadcast. But yeah, Costco's Kirkland bacon is awesome as well. Do we have a Costco's here in Roanoke or something? Do we? I don't even know. No idea. Hit me up on the text line or in the chat room. Coach Elmo will join us here. We're going to talk about the weekend. We're going to talk about the week that was. What he thinks about the playoff, too. Will Stewart will join us. See how the interviews went yesterday with Andy Bitter and guys from Roanoke with Whit Babcock. More trouble for Mike Vrabel. This thing, they're going to have to let him go. This is ridiculous, man. So when she was 7 months pregnant with the baby that they think is his, he was hanging out with her at a boat. They got footage, all this footage. The reason it didn't come up before, somebody who took it thought, hey, there's Coach Faber. He's a Patriots fan. And he realized, oh, wait a minute. That's not his wife. That's Diana Rossini. He's taking no responsibility. I don't know how the Patriots are going to be able to stand this. I really don't. Or withstand this. It never ends. Never ends. Yeah, and I have no time. I have no problem at all, Morris, I am the supreme carnivore. So, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm eating some apples, things like that. You can have some cheeses from time to time, too. No Costco? Okay, I wondered about that. Correct. There's no bad bacon as long as it's real bacon. Yeah, let me clarify that. Yes, there's no bad bacon. If it's real bacon, now it may not be the quality of Wright's. Smithfield's fine, by the way. It's good. But there's no bad bacon unless you overcook it and it's just crispy and it breaks up. Don't get me started on that. It's a debate. I'm not going to change. I don't like mine all crispy. Feel like I'm eating a Panera sandwich. The bacon jerky, by the way, I'll give him a free plug. What do I care? Jack Links is really good. Got my son back yesterday, officially from Wise. He'll head to Charlottesville next year. And on the way back, I stopped at Love's, and I got some of that bacon. I had not eaten lunch, and I got a bag of that bacon jerky. I'm like, yeah, this is good. It was the good kind for me, too, because it's a little softer. See you, Kimbo. I know. They say it's bad for you, but it is high protein. You get some fat grams in there. So I'm trying. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I feel like I feel a little better drinking more water. But I can't drink. Here's the thing. This is what screws me over. And this is just me because I'm an idiot. I don't like water in bottles. Like, I don't give me a plastic water bottle. I need it like this. I need it in ice in a glass. And I can't really do that. You know, can't really do that. You're not following Leviticus with your bacon pitch. Our greatest local celebration of bacon was the 2 missed free throws by Duke at Castle. True euphoria. True. Very, very true. Yeah, I should. I should bring a pitcher of water. Do I even have a pitcher? I know. I don't know if I even have a pitcher. Leave myself a tip. So the tournament's going to 76. That's done. Football playoff will go to 24. I'm guessing we're going to look at that 28. That'd be my guess. I'm guessing 28. Yeah. And then we'll get into the deals and the new TV construct, and it's going to be nuts. I saw where teams are going to, or there's going to be over $300 million raised. People try to say this isn't about money, and they don't know. I don't know how you can make that conclusion because everything is about money. But there's going to be over $300 million in TV revenue alone added to the pot for the teams to distribute for the expanded NCAA tournament. $300 million plus. If you're going from 12 to 24 playoff teams with how many people are watching college football, they've probably crunched the numbers. You're going to be looking at billions of increase. Yes, thick cut smoked bacon is the apex of being a carnivore. Correct. You know, when we have Coach Lynn on, head coach at Mount St. Mary's, head basketball coach, he and I were the bacon guys on the road when he was here at Radford. It was great. We would always go to the hotel, get there early before the team would come down, and we'd go, all right, let's check it out. We'd find the bacon trough. All right, go ahead and open it. And you knew immediately by just looking at it if it was good bacon or bad bacon. And well, I should say, if it was good bacon or not so good bacon. Pig is a fine animal. It really is. It's a magical animal. Bacon, ham, pork chops, ham hocks. Try to get Coach Elmo. Now, Coach Elmo is having computer problems. He told me this yesterday. And we're trying to get him on. Here, just a second. Coach, if you're watching, you can just do it via phone too. You can just accept everything and use your phone cam and use your phone mic too. You can just do it that way. Dwight does that quite frequently. So just to let you know, if the computer thing's still messed up, so just let me know. Just let me know. So yeah, we're going to try it. We'll see how this journey goes together. Yeah, Coach, your mic and cam, it won't let you join the studio until those are connected. I'm getting a message that your mic and cam are not connected. Vegas is next week, Prometheus. This is her recovery week from being down with Holly last week. So I had that incorrect. So this is her recovery week. And then next week will be Vegas week. And we're looking forward to that here on the program. And today, although we know her promises don't hold a lot of weight, today we're going to get her to commit to us that no matter what the situation is next Friday morning, that we will get some kind of video audio from next week. Yeah, it's not going to let me add, Coach. Yeah. No worries, Coach. No worries. We tried. So no Coach Elmo, apparently. No Coach Elmo, apparently. Hate it when computers break. Keep me updated on your computer. Keep me updated. That's exactly right. Calling the nearest 10-year-old and Coach Elmo will be on the air. That's the way I am. Hey, I get my son. Hey, come here and fix this. Coach, if you want to just use your phone, you can try that. You can just pop it right on your phone, accept the invite through your phone email, and it should ask you to accept, and then automatically your phone and your microphone will kick in. It's the way I did my Zoom yesterday on the road at a Radford business Zoom yesterday. Come hang out with us if you're bored this weekend. You got nothing to do. Weather's going to be nice. Last home weekend of baseball at Radford. Williams Field. We've got UNC Asheville. Radford can pretty much lock away a tournament berth if they take care of business this weekend. 6 o'clock tonight. Ooh, late night Friday. And then 4 o'clock tomorrow. Senior Day, 1 o'clock on Sunday. So if you're bored, come see us. Come see us. Sure, I will. Eric says, hey, can we see Selma this morning? No, you can't keep Selma this morning or see her. Why would I show Selma Hayek in the morning? I mean, that just sounds like crazy talk. It's not like I have 3 different, gifts ready to go here to show Selma Hayek. There you go, Eric. You're welcome. Yeah, I sure can, but not unprompted on the air here. It wouldn't sound right. When you're broadcasting, check me out. Check me out this weekend, Vic. ESPN Plus. You can find all 3 games with me on the call. You don't pre-plan those. They just kind of happen. Don't let Jen serenade articles of clothing off of you during the podcast. Could be like the scene in the movie Slapshot. You know when she starts playing the sax? That wouldn't be good for anybody. Yeah, she is, Ricky. She really, really is. Ricky, subscribe, like, share the channel. Please. Bone-in pork steaks. Morris. Oh, okay. Fried on low heat till nicely brown. Yeah, but bone-in can be a pain for a lot of people, but the meat is better. It's got a richer flavor. Bone-in ribeye is the best ribeye. Yeah. bone in anything is when you cook it is better. And if you can always just, tear it off, throw the bone out after you cook it, it's easy. It's not that hard. Yeah, Coach, I see you're trying to get in. It's just saying devices not connected. No camera, no microphone detected. Cannot add to stage. So there you go. There you go. I don't know why his phone's not working. That's weird. I don't know why, because usually that stuff just usually kicks in when you get a link to add. But could be something. So yeah, we won't have Coach Elmo, and we'll miss him, and we may have to adjust Monday. I think I think Coach told me, I think his computer is back 10 o'clock on Monday, and he's usually on with us on Monday. Coach, we may have to push your appearance next week. Maybe we can do next Tuesday or something. Get you back on. But it was great to see Coach. He was funny. He was great at the Blacksburg Sports Club final meeting of the season on Wednesday. And it's great to see Coach Foster, who, by the way, I will call next week, and we're going to start figuring out what his appearances on the program are going to look like. He wants to come back on, and we used to have some great conversations. And, we have – I don't know about you. I just want to hear him talk ball. I want to hear him talk personnel, situations. And I know what I'm going to want to talk to him about right off. I want to talk about that – what do you call it? Was it the bear defense or something that he called it? Coach Elmo, when they beat Ohio State, when they were number one in the country, when they went to Columbus and they beat Ohio State, I want to talk to him about that game plan. Recently made and pulled and chopped brisket and a French onion soup, taking advantage of Adalia's arriving at the supermarket. Makes me want to kiss the ground. Yeah, my daughter went on the vegan kick, young women, when she was freshly out of, or getting toward the end of high school into college. And I said, well, good luck, but you're not going to get what you need from a protein, from a vitamin standpoint. And she started feeling pretty badly immediately. Like 2 months in, I said, yeah, you're lethargic. Yeah, you're not getting enough protein. And she was stubborn because, no teenage girl who has left home wants to hear their dad give them any advice. So she fought it for a couple more months. The next thing I know, she said, hey, Dad, yeah, I started eating meat again. And now she's back. I'm like, yeah, that's my girl. I didn't raise any vegans. Was that it, Big Al? Was it the 46 Bear front? The old, that's right. You're right. It was, because he referenced Buddy Ryan. He borrowed it from Buddy Ryan in that 85 Bears Super Bowl team. But I know when I have him on, that's what I want to talk to him about first. I mean, we'll get a review of everything that's happened with Franklin and moving forward and all that. But I want to get him talking about why he thought that would be successful. It was, and things like that. Joe Mama says, Ken, your cardiologist is wrong. Get a new one. There you go. Yeah. Don't try to tell us bacon's bad for you. How dare you? Don't bring your smack talk in here. Come on. Don't you blaspheme in here. Don't you blaspheme in here. Thanks, Coach. Yeah, I know, man. Thank you. Appreciate you trying this morning. Thanks for getting up with us. We'll miss you. Computer back by Tuesday. Yeah, we'll shoot for Tuesday, Coach. Hey, look, stuff happens, man. My computer breaks, then we're off the air for a while. I can do it by phone, but eating too much tofu can cause poop, which is worse than even Panera. Correct. My son gave me the best answer the last time. Well, he's back now, but the last time he came in for school during the spring break at Wise, he said, I was cooking. I had steaks in there, and I was cooking I had a ribeye, I had New York strip, I had some Denver steaks. And I said, hey, which one do you want? What do you want? And he looked at it and went, all of them? That's my boy. That's my boy. Yeah, ice water right now in the mornings. I do have to have a soda when I get up. It's my coffee. I think there's a lot to that, Prometheus. Correct. Everything is good with moderation. Balance is the key to life. We're talking Zen now. Like that. Yeah. Yeah, I know, Tebow. I want to get Coach. And boy, you get him talking about that, man. He'll be fired up. I'm looking forward to that. I want to talk to him about that. That was a big night, man. I remember Tech got off to the good start. Watch them, they're hanging in there. I remember that's one of those things you just stop everything and you're just sitting there like, come on, pull this off. Go do it. Go do it. Tom says balance is one thing I can never grasp. Yeah, me too, neither. That's why I'm really trying this time around. Big Dog Pop is coming. I'm going to get this over with this weekend. Once we get into the warm months, we're going to have it. It'll be in the evenings. It'll be separate from this show. And you will be directly involved. We're going to put people on the air. You'll send me your email, and we'll send you an invite, and we'll have up to 6 people on there. We'll talk about movies, music, culture, whatever we want to talk about. Politics, if we have to. But it's coming. It's coming. And to prove it's coming, here, let me show you the logo again. People seem to like the logo. Boom. Well, not there. No, hang on. See, that's what it's going to look like during the show. I'm already, there we go. There's the logo. See, you got music. I'm dressed as a superhero. You got Balboa there. He's got his music on. Got a TV camera. You got a TV or a movie camera. You got a TV in the background, magazine. You name it. We'll talk about it. That's a damn good logo, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. So it's coming. Oh, it's coming. Hello, Brock Lesnar. Tom from Minnesota. Hey, man, what's going on? Yeah, you know what? Tom, guess what? Here in Southwest Virginia, it's 39. 39. Yeah, I got to look into that, Vic. I got to look into both of them being trademarked. I do. Tom, welcome. Please subscribe to the channel. Join us anytime. We have folks from all over the place. Brock Lesnar. I'll take that. Where are you? You're not from USA. But yeah, we will start. It'll be fun. I'm not even going to have a time limit on it. Like we'll start it in an evening when you can join. I mean, it depends on what's going on. But I'll announce it ahead of time on the Facebook page. I'll announce it here on this show when we're going to launch it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. We talk so much stuff separate from sports, and we can talk sports on it. I mean, that's not. But I mean, we're going to talk about other stuff. It'll be more unfiltered. It'll just be kind of loose, and we'll all just be literally hanging out like we were at a bar or something. Just talking stuff. It'll be fun. So that's coming here soon. Absolutely. There he is. Matter of fact, my kitty is named Balboa Creed. Somebody asked for a Balboa Creed update. Good question. He has not made his presence known. He was out all night in the cold because he likes to hunt. It was a beautiful night, and he sacrificed that from so I get up, at 4, and I'm staggering down there, and he's ready to come in. Open the door. He's always right at the door. He'd been laying on the mat. He comes right in, right? Yeah, that's it right there on the wall, right there. I'm not going to take it off the wall, and I can't really move the camera. So there it is. You cannot ever properly measure the importance of Carl Weathers and the Apollo character. That movie would not have been nearly as successful, that whole franchise, without him. I hated they killed him. I understand they had to do something big. I think he was about done with the role as well. But I'm telling you, man, that guy was unreal. Yeah, Rocky V was terrible, Telka. I don't even count it. It doesn't even count. He's battling Tommy Morrison in the streets, and it's focused on his son. It's just so bad. So bad. But then Rocky Balboa came out, and it was really good. And then the first 2 Creed movies are really good. Third one is utter garbage. Stallone wasn't part of it. Michael B. Jordan got antsy and thought he could be a director and screen. It was terrible. Terrible. Unwatchable. Had to stop it. I had to stop at a quarter way in. As much as I love the first 2 Creed movies, the last one was just terrible. Just terrible. Will Bigfoot be calling in with live reports from the wild on your pop channel? Yeah, why not? If I get a random invite request and I see that it's, hairy man in big woods at Gmail, sure. What, movie franchises, Telka? You know what I really liked that I thought I never would, because I never read the books by Tolkien or the Lord of the Rings trilogy. My daughter wanted me to watch that. She'd read the books, and I did. This was, well after they were out. Those are really well made. She kept telling me I would like them. They're long, and you have to kind of follow it if you don't know the story and so forth. But it was really good. The lore of it. The original Star Wars trilogy is the only trilogy for me. By the way, they're going to do away with the sequels. Did you see that? That's how bad Disney is at, basically everything. They're going to do away with all the billions. They spent billions to buy all that from George Lucas, and now they're going to just trash it because it was so bad. Last movie you saw at a movie theater, Vic asks. Oh, now this shouldn't be hard, should it? Wow. Sasquatch was at our show last Saturday night at Dogtown. Oh, I love Dogtown. They need to sponsor the program because I frequent that place. How bad is it that I cannot sit here and think of the last movie that I saw in the theater? Oh, you know what I went to see? I know what it was. And it was terrible. It was the Fantastic Four movie, because I've always been a fan of the Fantastic Four and have all their old comics. Terrible movie. Terrible movie. Pedro Pascal was a horrible Mr. Fantastic. The Thing's voice was wrong. They made it all about Sue Storm. It was terrible, terrible. And it bombed at the box office. They lost money on it. They bombed at the box office. Yeah. That was the last one I saw. Before that, it was Top Gun Maverick, which I really liked. Top Gun Maverick's a really good movie. I have not seen Michael yet. I plan to, though. Little biopic. The critics hate it so much, but it's making money and people like it, so that means it's going to be good. If the critics hate something, that means it's usually good, at least for us. So I do want to see it. I understand it only covers, I think what up through the Bad album. They don't show any of the stuff, all the bad stuff toward the end of his career in life, all the allegations and all the horrible decisions that he made. But I need to see Michael. Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes is not real anyway, because they pay people to give reviews if they're trying to push something, and if they don't, but yeah, I do want to see Michael. I do. Keon Brown, who couldn't join us this week, said it was terrific. But I do want to see it. Yep. I don't know whether I'll go see it or just wait till it comes to. We'll see. I don't think I'll ever go back to the theaters. Last time I went was the original Avatar. Yeah, it's tough. What's up, Bullet? Subscribe. Hang out with us, man. Have you seen Wrath of Man 1, Jason Statham Better Movies? No, I have not. And Beekeeper. I heard good things about that, too. Tebow says, I was at Dogtown the other day. Yeah, isn't it great? Thanks, Bullet. I see you subscribe. Yeah, man. Hang out with us. We're Eastern Time, U.S. I don't know where you're from. Maybe you're from the U.S. 6 to 8:30, 5 days a week. And we're going to have some other stuff going on the channel. Not this show even. It's not live, but we'll start doing some other stuff too. So that's great. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. We have a lot of fun. We have good stuff. And we have a lot of good stuff. We have a lot of good peeps. We have a lot of great guests. We do have a lot of regional stuff. Oh, wow. Aberdeen, Scotland. Well, welcome. We have, wow. I'll add you to the international subscriber list, Bullet. We now have 14, counting you, international subscribers. We are in Southwest Virginia. We're about 40 minutes away from the North Carolina border. If you know where that is. Close to Roanoke, Blacksburg, where Virginia Tech resides. Up and down the East Coast, Southeast. But we're worldwide here on the program, which is what's awesome. Yeah, Dogtown Prometheus is great. The pizza, it's oven baked pizza, man. It's awesome. Great atmosphere over there. They have bands playing. I'm giving them a free plug right now. So anybody who's over there, tell them I've been giving them a free plug. They need to sponsor the program. Things that we promote are getting great response. So I'm just saying. Hollywood has ruined all superheroes with their political messages. Correct. Disney ruined Marvel. Marvel, the MCU's dead. They're trying this Hail Mary desperation with Doomsday, which is an absolute mess. Yeah, we do. We've actually got 3 Indian subscribers. I mean, they don't show up here, but I check it from time to time, and there they are. It's really cool. My favorite sport is American football. What's yours? Probably not American football. Dogtown is a great pizza restaurant. Yeah, it's great. They used to have my favorite chosen beer, by the way, Lion's Head. They had that on tap for a long time. Telka says that's not football. I know you're. Yeah. I get it. I get it. Yeah, the egg-shaped ball. I know, but that's what makes it so great. It's crazy. Bounces in so many different ways. Any recommendations for a TV show to watch? Tell you what I'm enjoying right now is Landman. I'm in the first season, episode 5, and it's terrific. Billy Bob Thornton is really good in it. Allie Larder, his wife. Oh, my goodness gracious. Are you kidding me? Whew. The 49ers is what you know? Well, that's a good one to know. Our softball coach at Radford University played for the San Francisco 49ers and got 2 Super Bowl rings. By the way, the Highlanders stayed alive last night. They lost the first game of the tournament, play today, stay alive. Tech beat UVA last night to advance. There's Will Stewart. We're going to have Will on. Might as well get Will on to talk about all this. I'm going to send you the invite now, William. Landman is stellar. Yeah, Allie Larder's great in that. I'm only in episode 5 of season 1. I got so many people pushing me for it that I went ahead and got the temporary subscription for whatever the hell it's on. Was it Paramount Plus? Which one to support if you were ever to watch the NFL? Well, of course, it would have to be the Denver Broncos, Telka. Yeah, you know what, Prometheus? I think you were one of the first ones a long time ago to tell me about Landman. And then I start hearing great things. I do need to see Tulsa King. Yep. Yes, you got to give it. Stallone's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. He's in his, mid to late 70s. He keeps popping up doing these things. I think his best acting job was Copland. Copland is a great movie. The Denver Broncos, Telka. Right here. Telka, right here. See right here. Broncos. Well, I just met her, Prometheus. I just met the lawyer. Now she is, yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen. No spoilers. Seems to be some kind of weird little, at least in number 5, they went out. Well, you've seen them all. So this is the episode they went and they just had the drink together after she got the deposition canceled. Remember that? And then she ended up having dinner with Allie Larder and the daughter. And his son went out and he's good on the as the worm. So that's my limited knowledge of Landman right now. But I have enjoyed it. See, these are the kind of see how we segued so easily into this. This is why Big Dog Pop's going to just go nuts. People are going to go nuts. All right, joining us now on the program is this gentleman. Coach Elmo, thanks again, brother. We'll see you next week. It's Will Stewart from Tech Sideline. What's up, William? Good morning.
Hang on, Rick. I'm checking my look.
Hey, you look great. So have you seen all of Landman so far?
Yeah, I finished watching season 2.
Okay.
Probably about 2 weeks ago.
All right, I'm way behind, But I have liked it, though. I have liked it.
So the genealogy of Landman is that it's created by Taylor Sheridan, who is primarily known for Yellowstone.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So he's for traditional guys like me and you, he's that kind of guy. He writes that kind of stuff where men are men and women are women, and that is no more clearly displayed than in the behavior of Allie Larder.
Oh my goodness.
You know
who I like? I like the guy, the lawyer or his attorney that works at the house that keeps getting distracted by her and the daughter.
Yeah,
that guy. I don't know how he's funny. He is so funny. They're invading my workspace, and they're all walking around in their underwear.
Yeah, in a day and age of very very PC entertainment, where everyone is afraid to. Let's just say it, everyone's afraid to objectify women in any way. Taylor Sheridan leans hard in the other direction. And that's not to say that Ali Larter's character is just there for the TNA.
No,
She is a hoot. She's a big part of the program, but she's also 100% woman, maybe 110%.
Yeah, at least, yeah.
And I talk to people about the show, and I'm like, "Do you know who Ali Larter is?" And they're like, "No." And I'm like, "Whipped Cream Bikini, Varsity Blues." Nah, never seen it. So I pull the scene up, and I'm like, "Well, this is Ali Larter when she was 20 or 25 years old in a whipped cream bikini, and she is way hotter in her 50s."
Correct.
Yeah.
There's no question. Absolutely, she is. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And I read where she and Billy Bob they get along. They're really close off camera. You can see that chemistry, at least so far for me. Like they really get along and really care for one another. It's really cool. So
yeah, and they're late in life, and it's a second go around. They're divorced, and you can see why they got divorced.
Easily.
But they're both old enough that they understand each other, and they're getting beyond that. And there are a number of times where she's just flying off the handle and being completely unreasonable. But at this stage in his life, he deals with it and talks her down out of her tree, and they have a great relationship. And, and the daughter, I'm a grown man. She's a little bit too skinny for me.
Yeah, a little bit.
Go ahead.
She was annoying at first, at least in the first few episodes, but now that I just finished episode 5 actually last night, so I think they're starting to reel her in a little bit, her character a little bit. So
yeah, and she doesn't over the course of 2 seasons, she doesn't really evolve a whole lot beyond what you see, but she does have some opportunities to flesh out the character a little bit, and what you see that becomes really important is her relationship with her mother.
Mayor of Kingstown. I'm getting a lot of that here on chat. Have you seen that? I don't know what is that?
Is that on Paramount?
I don't know. Where is Mayor of Kingstown, everybody? And what about the other one, Will? Because you and I, we watch stuff. What about Tulsa King? Have you seen that?
That has to be soon on my watch list because that's what everybody's recommending.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah.
So Chris Coleman's the one that turned me on the Landman, and he also recommends Tulsa King. So, but I'm not done talking about Taylor Sheridan yet. I just got done watching one of the Yellowstone prequel limited series. So he's got 2 of them that he did. One of them is 1883, which was done in 2021. And then I just started watching 1923, I think it's called, which was probably done in 2022, 2023. And they're both prequel series to Yellowstone. And 1883, I think it's 1883. I don't think it's called 1888. That stars Tim McGraw and Faith Hill as a married couple in the show. And the show really centers around their daughters. So what they do is they contract to take some German and Danish settlers from Texas out to Oregon. So it's all about their attempts to travel the Oregon Trail and all that stuff. And 10 episodes, limited series. So it's just 1 season. That's it. And it's pretty, it really brings home how brutal it was to travel like that, to try to travel those trails and covered wagons and the bandits and the Indians and all that stuff. And back to the topic of how people look. When you look at Tim McGraw and you look at Faith Hill, she still looks great. She's, I think, mid-50s or something like that.
Yeah.
But you can see why women say, how do I put this? Why it irritates women, and they say that men grow older more gracefully.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. Yeah.
Tim, they were always a super hot couple when they were young, and he still looks really good, and she looks good, but she definitely looks older than him, if you know what I mean. It's kind of but they both do a good job, and that's got Sam Elliott in it, alongside the 2 of them. And the other thing I meant to say about Landman season 2 is Sam Elliott comes in, and he's in Landman season 2.
Oh, is he really? Okay.
He acts the hell out of it. He is outstanding in season 2. There's one episode in particular that just gets you.
Oh,
he does a great job. Yeah.
Well, that's good. All right. So apparently, Mayor of Kingstown, Big Al says, is also by Taylor Sheridan. Really?
Oh, okay. Is Tulsa King by Taylor Sheridan?
Wow, it's also on Paramount. The Mayor of Kingstown's on. Okay. Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah. Taylor Sheridan's is very proficient, and
that's cool.
He you know that he acts in his own shows, right? He does little cameo.
Yeah, I have heard that. Yeah. Shows up.
He could have an acting career. He's very charismatic on screen.
Hitchcock used to do that too. Yeah,
dude,
show up.
He's one of those guys you got to be so damn jealous of him because he's so talented. He's good looking. He can act. He's like, you ever hear about the lead singer of The Offspring? Let me make sure I got the band right.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but yeah, I know the band. I know the band. Yeah.
So you know the band? They're like, I think they're a '90s band, maybe a 2000s band.
Yeah, absolutely.
So their lead singer, lead vocalist, and guitarist, Brian Dexter Holland.
Okay.
So that guy, not only was he the lead singer and guitarist of the Offspring, he's done something like he's flown around the world. He's got a PhD in some, here you go, doctoral student at the Laboratory of Viral Oncology and Protomedics Research, Keck School of Medicine. He's got a brand of hot sauce. He's one of those guys that, like, what did I do? I started Tech Sideline. I run Tech Sideline. That's it. And I consider that, like,
I know.
I like what I'm doing with my life.
Well, he earned a lot of money from Offspring albums to be able to, to start these things too, though. That's
he's got a pilot's license. He's got a PhD. He started his own brand of hot sauce, And I guess once you make some money, you can do that. Sure.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Sure.
That's not happening in my world, man.
No.
So I get these emails all the time from people like, we've noticed you're the founder of Sports War Tech Sideline. We want you to join our entrepreneurial network. And I'm like, dude, I started one business. I want no piece of starting another business.
No, I'm not. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I know, the way I did Tech Sideline was I didn't use anybody else's money. I bootstrapped it. I started it up, made my own money, and built it as I went along. I get that you could be an entrepreneur using other people's money. No, thank you. I don't want any part of that.
No, that's not fun. That's not fun.
No, because then they're always like, "What are you doing with my money? Are you making money with my money? When am I going to make money?
Come see us this weekend, will you?"
I'd like to get on a Zoom call with you and discuss the project.
I want to get an update. Show us what you got. Beef on Netflix. I don't know what that is. Ryan Price says he's watching Beef on Netflix. Well, I like the name of it.
Netflix has been pushing beef on me. They think I would like beef.
Okay.
I don't trust Netflix, dude.
No, they're
Rick, you know what's wrong with the world today, Rick? When you pull up a show and it says coarse language, smoking, and graphic nudity, you know what that graphic nudity is going to be. It's not going to be a woman.
No, it's going to be a dude.
It's going to be full frontal of a dude. That's what is meant by graphic nudity. Do you have any female listeners in your audience?
Oh, yeah, we do from time to time.
Other than Jen?
The chat, we used to have 3 or 4 in chat. And I know they lurk. They may not chat. And they always go back and watch later. So, but yeah, we do.
Well, I hope they're okay with this discussion. It's 50% tongue-in-cheek.
Jen's here now. She says, hello.
Hello.
By the way, Jen is guaranteed us next weekend, by the way. She's already broken one promise by not playing her saxophone. But she says no matter what the situation is next week in Vegas, she will be on. So that's what we're looking forward to.
I would love bourbon-infused gin at like
yes.
8 a.m. That would be awesome to just have her
correct.
Have her eyes looking in 2 different directions, her hair all, going
yeah,
like
you did, Jen. You did say that. Yes, you did. Sorry, we got it on film. It'll be 5 a.m. there for her in Vegas. So there you go.
It's just a short jump to just pulling an all-nighter and being on Rick's show.
Just being on the show. That's exactly right. Exactly.
Is that next Friday?
Yeah, next Friday she's in Vegas. Yeah.
So how do I know?
Oh yeah.
So when I watch your show, when I'm on YouTube watching you, I get it, I see two different chats.
Yeah, there's two different streams. That once we reached a certain viewer threshold, they put out. It's called
that's right.
The vertical and horizontal stream. I didn't do it. They did it themselves. But
how many people watch the vertical stream versus the horizontal stream?
It's usually, let's see. Let me give you an example. Horizontal is usually 3 times as many views as the vertical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good, because I'm a landscape guy. I'm not a portrait guy.
Yeah, I am too. So like last week, I get a breakdown, which is really cool every week. So last week in the 5 shows, we had over 17,000 views, and about 75% of those are from the horizontal.
So okay.
There you go.
Because we used to stream the Tech Sideline podcast live.
Yeah.
So we just did episode 484 a couple days ago, and I think we quit doing the live stream around episode 285. So it's been a couple hundred episodes. But we quit doing the live stream because we made that. I won't say what I was about to say. We quit doing the live stream because we were afraid we would say something, say the wrong thing, have it be archived forever by YouTube. That was it. We made that decision at the height of cancel culture when you like every little thing you said was being microanalyzed. We're like, you know what? We're sitting around chatting about sports. We got students on here. And we're just like, it's too risky doing live stream stuff. And so that's when we went to the pre-recorded shows. And the irony of it is, there hasn't been any reason in the 200 episodes since we quit live streaming that we would have to go back and edit a show. We just do the shows like we always do. We record them and post them. So I don't know. We were concerned about it at that point in time, but it's turned out to not really be a thing. But the other reason I think we quit live streaming was the technical issues would.
Yeah, I know.
Again,
yeah.
And we still do occasionally have technical issues when we're recording. But so those are the two reasons we quit doing it was technical issues, and we were concerned about just saying the wrong thing and having it live on the internet forever.
Well, you came up Wednesday. I was over at the Blacksburg Sports Club, and because Louise Baker had invited me, and Bud was speaking, and I sat at Lou Merritt's table. And Lou, one of the questions I asked him was, "Hey, I really enjoyed you. I saw you the other day on Will Stewart's Tech Sideline. He's got the microphone." And
Lou was doing that. Lou was saying that.
Lou Merritt, yeah.
Lou okay,
Merritt.
yeah.
And Bud started talking about, yeah. They called me up, and he goes, "Hey, I don't know how often we're going to do it, but he goes, I did it. We do it." And he goes, "Will let me know, and we'll get ready to do it." And he goes, "What I like about it is we're just absolutely unscripted. It's the way I like to do things. It's just I like to get on there. You ask me to talk about something, and let's go talk about it, right?" So, yeah.
Yeah, and I love that because I run those podcasts, and I hate hosting podcasts because you have to prep. I'd rather just go in and talk. And the great thing about Bud is, man, he's got. If you turn Bud around, he's got one of those little keys in his back, and you just wind him up and let
exactly right, man. He's great. He was great the other night. He and Burnip were on the stage together. They did like a Q&A.
That's what I heard. I heard he was really good.
Yeah, he was really good, really, really good. He's going to come back on the show. He didn't know where the show had went. Yes. He goes, "Where the hell did you go?"
Okay.
I said, "We're on YouTube." "Well, call me." I said, "I will." So I'm going to call him next week. See if we can get him on.
Good. Yeah. The evolution of that show was, I've known Bud for a long time.
Yeah.
I did some stuff for him back in 08, 09.
Well, he was on every week in the 2000s when I had the radio show. He was on every week. Yeah.
So I've known him for a long time, and he, of course, his second wife, Jessie, Jesse's son, Jesse lived in my neighborhood for a while. And Jesse's middle son, Reese, is best friends with my oldest son, Malcolm. So there was that connection also. But, so Bud and I have stayed in contact throughout the years. And but every time Bud sees me, he's like, let me know if there's anything I can do to help you. And whenever J.C. Price always said the same thing. So you always store that one away, right? And we landed a sponsorship with Lunch Pail Ventures. Have you ever heard of them? Do you know what they do?
Not exactly. No.
They are basically, I don't think that they phrase it this way, but they're basically an organization of Hokies who pool their money and are angel investors in projects created by Hokies. So it's Hokies funding Hokies and helping them grow their businesses and grow them to the next level of funding and eventually drive towards, building a company and maybe an IPO on the stock market. So it's a way for people with money who want to invest in Hokie-owned businesses to pool it together and make a difference. So Lunch Pail Ventures, this was an interesting scenario. They came to me. It was late December. We're talking like December 26th or 27th. And I'd never communicated with them before. So they sent me an email and they're like, we want to be a sponsor on Tech Sideline. What does it cost? And those are the best emails because they've already made their mind up.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay. And so I was like, so I sent him the typical package.
$1 million.
$1 billion. So they sent me they sent me the email, send them the package, and they're like, I said, we prefer 1-year contracts. You can do 6 months if you want to. And they're like, we want to do 6 months. Can we pay in advance, get a discount? And I'm like, oh, you got some money you got to spend by December 31st. I mean, don't get me wrong, Tech Sideline sponsorship is a wise decision, but you clearly have some cash.
You got cash, you got to get surplus, baby.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. So I said, you already got ads made up? And they're like, yeah. So boom, boom, boom. We did that in just a few days and they became a sponsor. So they're a sponsor for the first 6 months of 2026.
Oh, very
so we
cool.
start running the typical sponsorship elements. And, Chris Coleman and I get to talking, and Chris is like, you got to get Bud in here for a regular series of podcasts. And the light bulb, because Bud's involved with Lunch Pail Ventures, big time. They sent him in, and this is how it came about. We decided to do a commercial for him. So they sent Bud in, and he sat down in our studio, and in the Tech Sideline studio, we designed it so that the big TSO logo that's behind the camera can be lifted up and tied into the ceiling, and it becomes a generic set that you can brand in any way that you want to. Because one of our visions is to rent that space out, a couple $100 an hour or whatever, and people can come in with good audio, video, and do their thing. So Bud comes in and does the video promoting Lunch Pail Ventures, and you could tell Bud has done many, many canned ad reads. He's very good at it. So I just sit across the room from him and hold the ad read up, and he's reading it, and he's just doing like 2 or 3 takes until we finally get it right. And then I had the idea of, hey man, why don't you come in every 2 weeks? Because that's what, when you do a sponsorship with Tech Sideline, you get podcast sponsorship 2 a month. So the next natural evolution is to bring Bud in twice a month, and he does his own show, and LPV sponsors it. So that's what we're doing. And he is right. It is totally unscripted. But that's, and he appreciates the opportunity to tell the stories, to do long form interviews and get stuff down, and
100%.
Everybody at his age, we all want to write our memoirs, right? And most of us never do. Well, this is kind of Bud's opportunity to write his memoir. And if LPV doesn't continue their sponsorship, man, we'll just tack somebody else onto it and keep going. So
there we were the other night. Burnup and Coach Elmo.
Man, there's 3 very handsome men in that picture.
Yeah, 3 very, and then some other dude. And there's Coach. Yeah, we're gonna figure out what he's gonna do on the program starting.
No, Elmo's another guy. Where does Elmo actually live?
That's a great question. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where he lives.
Oh, he's another guy you could get into the studio.
He just roams around the world, and he's on all the time. He would do it. He's great. He was going to be on today, but he can't get his couldn't get his computer's down, so the alternate version didn't work.
So we did a big interview with Elmo. I think he reached out to me. Honestly, I don't remember. It's probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago. He reached out to me, and I can't remember why. And he and I got together, and what we eventually did was, I don't do that stuff anymore. We hooked him up with Andy Bitter, and Elmo came into our office and sat out at our big conference table, and Andy interviewed him hour or two, and Elmo's just like Bud. You just ask a few questions.
It's unreal. It's unreal.
And he does all the talking. He tells great stories, and it's so dense there. There's so much material that
I know.
It took Andy forever to produce the articles from that interview because it was so much, and he wasn't. First of all, it took him a long time to transcribe it because Andy, unlike the rest of us at Tech Sideline, Andy refuses to use a transcription service that we have. He is old school, likes to listen to the stuff himself and transcribe it himself.
Absolutely.
So it took him a long time to transcribe it. Then it took him a long time to figure out how do I want to chop this up into 2 or 3, series of articles. So it's so the way those guys work. So for example, Andy, David Teal, Damien Sordelet, and Mark Berman had a sit down with Babcock.
Yeah, that was yesterday afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah. And we've got it on Tech Sideline. I've read Andy's transcript of the interview with Witt. I have not read Andy's article that he wrote from that. So that's on Tech Sideline.
Anything interesting? Did anything come as you saw and you thought, or is it just same old same?
Well, I'm the guy who cannot remember the TV show that he watched last night. So I read the transcript and honestly, I can't regurgitate a lot of it. But
yeah, I do that too.
A couple of things I recall from it is that, he had been he said he'd been talking to Tim Sands for probably a couple of years about retiring, and trying to figure out when. And he said that it's really taken a toll on him. And that's no surprise to anybody who's seen Witt age over the last 12 years. You can see it. And he made the comment, and he's absolutely correct. He's like, I've been an athletic director at the most, the time of the most turmoil in college athletics ever. And it is our take at Tech Sideline that Witt has not been the same since COVID, that it's COVID that really changed Witt. And what I mean by that is I wanted to recall a conversation that he and I had via Twitter DM. I've told this story before when Witt dismissed Scott Thomas, the old softball coach, and Witt was looking to hire a new softball coach. He DM'd me on Twitter and he asked me, he said, how does the fan base feel about softball? And I said, well, it's down right now. There doesn't seem to be a lot of interest. And I said, but Angela Tincher, who came through here at this point in time, is about 10 years prior.
Rock star.
I said, Angela is one of the most beloved athletes in the history of Virginia Tech athletics.
Absolutely.
Like if you ask people who's your four Mount Rushmore athletes of Virginia Tech, it's Michael Vick, Bruce Smith, maybe, probably Angela Tincher,
probably,
and then maybe Bimbo or Dell. But anyway, Vic and Tincher are always on Mount Rushmore.
Oh, absolutely.
Regardless of who you're talking about.
Absolutely.
And I said so there is it is a sport that resonates with the Virginia Tech fan base because of the no-hitter against Team USA and how dominant Angela was. And I said, it's also an easily accessible sport. It's just baseball, only smaller and faster.
With a lot of unnecessary substitutions.
In a bad way, except for some businesses like collectibles exploded because everybody's just sitting home with their government checks.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So Witt is not a financial / numbers guy. So that must have been extremely stressful for him to try to figure the numbers out, figure out who he's going to fire, lay off, But he did not talk about the toll on him starting with COVID. He talked about when they started losing football games in 2024. He basically said, man, we had it. We had it set up. We were going to have a great year. He said, then they go out there and they lose to Vanderbilt and we just start losing football games. And he said, and he just, he's Witt's kind of stream of consciousness when he talks. He says, when we start losing football games, I'm having to have police drive by my house at night. And then he kept going. And you're like, wait, what was that?
Isn't that crazy? Is that crazy?
Yeah. And he did address it later. I think Berman brought it. One of the guys brought it back up later and said, why do cops have to drive by your house? And Witt said words to the effect of, people, when they lose, they get angry. And I got to thinking, man, anybody who's a public figure, and this is probably even true of you, Rick, 98% of the people, 99% of the people that know who I am like me. There's 1 or 2% out there that don't like me.
Oh, sure. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And sometimes you think about that, but then I've gotten some nasty emails over time. I've made some enemies just because there's unbalanced people out there that get banned from a message board and lose their minds.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. You just, the only thing I've ever done, and I've had some things. Yeah. I've had some things happen too, but you just be yourself. And if people want to respond that way, then, so be it. And, hopefully it doesn't escalate into other things. And if it does, I'll handle it. But yeah, exactly. It's you can't please all the people all the time. That's so true. It sounds so simple, but it's so true. It's so
true. And I remember having a conversation with Norm Linneberg one time. This was probably at least 15 years ago. And I said, what is it like it must be great to live in a small town and be a legend and to have been a part of a community for so long and be known by so many people and be beloved. And he looked me in the eye and he said, not everybody likes me.
I know. It's funny you say that. When they were losing. Yeah, I did their games for 8 years and we had some tough years. And it was some of the best times I've ever had in my life in this business because I would go down there and eat lunch. We'd always have lunch for us to do the interview, but we'd walk around the field and he'd just talk to me.
Yeah.
And I just I was a younger guy. I was just soaking it up like a sponge. And he talked about what you're just saying. We're 2-4. We just lost to Floyd. And I got people sending me notes and I got people throwing rocks at my house. Just what you're saying about Whip. Yeah.
Yeah. And what he said to me was he said, yeah, you're right. A lot of people love me, but there's also a lot of people that I'll turn into an aisle in a grocery store and they'll turn into the other end and they'll turn around and walk away.
Absolutely.
Because I didn't play them.
Didn't play their kid. Yeah.
Or I'm not playing their son, and that's,
No, you're right. You're right.
Just a great man, a very kind gentleman,
Great.
Cut from the Frank Beamer mold. Those guys are both the same. They're really good to people. They'll give you their time and, yet there's always somebody out there that
I know
that has a problem.
Absolutely. I know. No, it's good stuff though. See, this is the kind of fun I like. These are good departure discussions, man. It's good. These are good things. I think people appreciate when we're just having honest talks about things other than hey, what about this player? Who cares? Sometimes you don't need to talk about that. So
well, I will say this. Looks like I got about 2 minutes left before you got to put on the comedian. I watched that entire softball game last night. Emma Mazzarone was just dialed in.
That's an NCAA. That's a College World Series team.
When Emma Mazzarone,
they're going to go to the College World Series.
When Emma Mazzarone pitches like that, they can beat anybody. It's I think she put the first 2 batters on last night. And the first inning or two is always, not always, but is often kind of rocky for her. And then, man, those middle innings on into the seventh inning, they couldn't do anything with her. She had 14 strikeouts. When she got her 12th strikeout, they said that's a career high. And at that point in time, she'd faced 24 batters and struck out 12 of them. She winds up striking out 14 of what wound up being about 30 batters. And she made it a little interesting there in the end. What gets Mazaron is walks. She starts walking people. And she starts putting them on, and somebody gets a lucky infield hit or something like that. So in the end, Tech won 3-1. And when she struck out that last batter, the bases were loaded. So it got a little dicey at the end, but that was a great win. And the thing about the ACC championship is it's single elimination. It is not.
One and
there
out.
is no round robin thing going on. Yeah. So anyway, that was fun to watch. And at 3:30 today, they've got Duke, and Duke is tough, man. Yesterday, Carolina got up on Duke 8-4, and then Duke proceeded to score 12 runs in a row.
Yeah, it was like 16-8, right? I saw that.
Yeah, to rule them out of there in 6 innings.
What?
So I don't know.
What
yeah, Duke is good, man. They're tough. If Tech can get by them, then they probably got to get by Florida State. So.
Yeah, I saw Pete when they came to Radford. We broadcast that night, and he was leaning up against the cage. And usually, when the teams go to our hitting facility, the coaches will go with them, right? Mm-hmm. But there were a whole lot of Tech fans. I mean, we were full. Obviously, Tech traveled very well. And I said, "Hey, man, you going to go with the team? Come back. We'd like to get the lineup." He goes, "Nah." He goes, "They know what to do. I got to say, because we're good. They're good. They're going to be fine." I could just tell he knows how good they are this year. So I thought that was interesting. He's just kind of chilling, talking to all these Tech people because he knows they're good, and they are. They're very good, very, very good.
They had a huge contingent at the ACC championship is happening at UVA Stadium, which, by the way, of course, is way better than Virginia Tech's.
I know, man. It's
metal
nice
bleachers with 2 shipping containers stuck on the back of it.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you, Whit. You should have built a softball stadium.
Yeah, UVA State, it is nice. It really
They're all nice. Everybody's got a nice stadium but Virginia Tech.
Yeah, yeah.
And
ours is really nice now with the new turf. Yeah, ours is really nice now. Really nice.
I know. That's an opportunity for the next AD. Raise $7 million, build an actual softball stadium. Softball fan will live you forever.
The problem is, though, it's a program that doesn't make a dime. So,
well, if you build a stadium and start charging admission, you can make some money.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Right. That's a topic for another day.
Exactly.
Mike Ashley's coming on, right?
Yeah, Mike's. I think Mike just got in the green room. Yeah, he's down there.
Yeah, he's probably sitting at home. He's got a big bright light behind his head, which is a no, Mike. Get yourself.
Yeah, I know, right? He's got a bit. Let's see. Before we let you go, Will, let's see. Hey, there he is.
Yeah,
there it is.
Come on, Mike.
I have no control over the lighting here.
Yes, you do.
I'm not.
Exactly what you said.
Trying to bring in natural lighting, and it's a little overcast today here in the basement, in the bunker at Kenny Bricky's house. My good friend, about as the crow flies, about maybe a quarter of a mile from where I grew up.
So you think these are reasons? I think they're excuses.
Okay, I looked all over for another lamp to move in here, which would just make it actually worse, as I've discovered with the lamp.
Let's add more light than necessary lighting. Let's do that.
Oh, man.
I am light challenged. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
I will leave you guys
to it. Get lights at that softball stadium.
You're kind of like a Bigfoot video right now. You're kind of.
Well, I was much better in this format.
I know,
rather than team.
I get it.
I have the face for radio.
So listen, Rick. There's an old thing that you shouldn't be on at the same time with a guy who's much funnier than you are. So I'm going to check out and leave you guys to it.
All right, brother. Well, have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
Good seeing you, Will. And
good seeing you, Mike.
There. Send me some tips offline there sometime.
Everything I know, I learned from Jen.
There you go.
All right, man. Y'all have a good time.
Haven't we all? All right.
Hey, what instrument do you play so we could get a band together for a big,
oh man, you don't want to know what instrument I play.
I play radio. No, I used to have a drum set. The only thing I could play was like Stevie Wonder's Superstition. Remember that?
Well, yeah. I mean, come on.
Used to love to play the hi-hat, make that little sound.
When music was good. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, before drum machines and disco took over.
Oh, yeah. Auto-tune, baby.
I play the keyboard, but the keyboard I play is the computer keyboard.
Well played.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, guys. I'm out. Y'all have fun.
All right, man. You be good. Have a good weekend.
You, Will.
Good seeing you, Mike.
Will Stewart from Tech Sideline.
You almost seeing me.
Huh? No,
almost
we got
seeing
you.
Me.
We got you. We got you.
I apologize. I didn't realize how bad it was going to be with the overcast day here. There's no light coming in.
Right.
I just got that thing behind me. See, normally I try to put my head in front of it, but then I block out my Mark Martins in the background here. I got multiple Mark Martins in the studio with me this morning. Ricky had 2 cutouts from that.
Hey, I see that. Mark Martin was on the show a couple times back in the early 2000s. Back
right, we discussed that. Yeah, Kenny has met him a couple times and just raves about him. Said not only
he was
liked
great.
him as a driver, but he said what a great person he was. Just he took a lot of time, really enjoyed talking to him, and you get a lot of that in NASCAR, though. I know enough to know that.
Yeah, it's crazy. We lost Senior, and the whole thing has never recovered. They haven't marketed well. The playoff format is stupid. The end race, everything they've done has been wrong. They turned against their traditional fans.
That never happens in sports.
Isn't it terrible?
People don't get control of things and then ruin it, trying to make it bigger and better.
I know. Along those lines, segue right into it. We knew it was going to happen. It's now officially ratified. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a 76-team NCAA tournament starting next season. Yay!
And I don't know, but I know listeners here probably know this, but the thing that just was the chin drop for me was guys like Tom Izzo and some of the other coaches talking about how they have had exactly zero input on this. They weren't consulted at all or asked their thoughts or anything, much less reaching down to, the mid-major coaches and saying, how's this going to impact your program? Because really there's the subtext involves much more revenue opportunities being taken away from those schools with the current format. It's going to be harder for, let's say the Big South Conference to go in there. Even if you win a game, it's harder to advance and pick up more units, let's call them, as they say, to bring your conference more money to give us a more even playing field. But hey, no surprise.
It's not going to help the Big South in any way, shape, or form. It's not going to help leagues like ours. It's all just a money grab. They've already said that next year alone, they're already going to make over $300 million in new revenue, TV revenue. Because
they are going to make $300 million. And we're gonna go eat at Kit Chin's Kitchen in Rock Hill or something.
Which is not bad. If you have to, you have to, right? I mean, come on. What about the 2014 playoff? We excited about that? The coaches were the ones who came forward and said, hey.
Of some of these NCAA football playoff games has just been stupendous. There's just such mismatches which just naturally occur because there are, teams can't compete like that. Just don't make me watch a 50-6 game. That'll get me excited for the rest of the playoffs. No, I'm not. The 24 is just way too many. It's just, what would I call? The only thing could be better if maybe Buc-ee's would sponsor this. The celebration of American excess.
Are we just doomed as sports fans, especially when, a little older sports fans? This thing just seems to be off the rails at every level, professionally, collegiately, certainly. I mean, what are we going to do? I don't see anything. I don't know what's going to happen, man. Baseball's getting ready to lose a season next year. It's a foregone conclusion. They're not going to have a 2027 season. What do we do? Sports fan. NBA is a terrible product.
You got to understand there's generations coming and they're already here behind us that don't know what we grew up with, that don't understand. I mean, it's funny. Interesting. Ted Turner passed away this week. And I had some people say, are you going to talk about Ted? And I really wanted to, But I was supposed to go to dinner with a guy last night who worked for TBS, who was a graphic artist.
Cool. Very cool.
But he couldn't make it. So I have no new I will break Ted Turner ground on a future episode, I hope, because he really you kids, you don't even understand now. Before TBS hit that we were able to get on local cable here in our region, Major League Baseball, for instance, you had your your Saturday game of the week on NBC, and then you had Monday Night Baseball,
100%.
NBC had and moved over to ABC, and that was it.
That was
the baseball you got to watch. There was no more. And then cable came and it exploded, and now there were games everywhere, all over TV. Now there are, if you're willing to pay to have them streamed and such, which I root for the Nats. So why would I pay more money to see them?
Yeah, you're not going to pay.
Please, no. Yes. So although I do get them free, there is a secret hidden channel in the cable system coming out of DC that channel, I think it's 1261, and I get it in Delaware. So yes, if I ever can't stand the reruns of, Elsbeth or whatever else is on, I can tune in a Nats game now, I'm happy to say, but not really happy to watch because it's so.
Exactly.
They just don't understand the concept of bullpens there or starting pitching or anything.
Yeah. Anyway. I don't know. It's all just, you just look at it and you're just always like, wow, it's so bad. And people will complain, yet they will go and spend their money. And I don't know why anybody would give money to any of these schools now to help pay these players without. I mean, I was told it's money laundering. You see these schools, like for instance, Alabama gives Kalen DeBoer $91 million when they didn't really have to. He was under contract for the next 4 years. They gave him a 7-year extension. Like, if you're having so many problems, you're so concerned about paying the athletes, how do you just do this on a whim? Are you really having money problems? I don't know, man. I don't know.
The scary thing is just how, the thing that made college athletics special was college,
Yes.
And where is the leadership from that side standing up? Or they just cannot stand up to the donors? I mean, I get it if that's true, and I think it is probably to a great degree true. Who's going to stand up and say, "Hey, no, we don't want your money for this"? It's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. Yes. I thought you were going to ask me. I thought I'd be asked some questions about Maryland. It seemed to have been a topic here earlier this week.
Yeah, I posted that last week, and they're, cutting people on campus and not rehiring. And people are saying, hey, well, look what you're paying the football coaches and blah, blah, blah. And I thought it was an interesting piece about the model so outdated that maybe it's not necessarily what Maryland's doing, but they're just following something that doesn't really exist successfully any longer, right?
Well, coming from what I grew up with and saw at Virginia Tech, the way their program blew up there, in the late 80s, early 90s, mostly thanks to the Big East affiliation and the success of Frank Beamer. And Maryland had part of that with Ralph Friedgen coming in and putting it. When I worked at Virginia Tech, they were still suffering the controversy of Coach Dooley coming in and adding that whole grandstand on the other side of the stadium so that the ticket prices were disproportionate. They couldn't fill the stadium. The value of a ticket, there were so many seats, the value of a ticket wasn't worth much then until Frank Beamer changed all that. And it was a real problem. Now at Maryland, they've got the same thing. They have trouble filling that stadium, and anybody that's driven up there and tried to get to Maryland to on time for a game, you really gotta make efforts. You got to game plan it. You got to get around the Beltway from Virginia or Baltimore, and you gotta get there on time. And then the game day experience was not always great there because the product hasn't been great. They haven't been able to recruit successfully. And Mike Loxley has done some there, but now he's got back-to-back losing seasons, and people forget what a savior he was when the whole Jordan McNair thing happened. The kid from Baltimore who passed away in a summer practice, and oh boy, that was taking on Lynn Bias proportions here in terms of
question.
Scandal.
Yeah.
And you hire Mike Loxley, and Loxley has he knew the family. He had recruited the kid and had a relationship with the family. So all that sort of coalesced into a much more positive experience there for a while. Plus, there was the trauma within the staff. I really remember people really saying Mike helped hold things together then, and that's a reflection of bad leadership above him in my mind too. But Locksley deserves a lot of credit for getting Maryland through that. But the flip side is, what have you done for me lately? We're not going to those crappy military bowl games anymore. So what have we got to hang our hat on? Mike, you need to win, and you need to win now. And I think that will be true this year. They need to do that. I saw they're putting a $2.50 surcharge on the tickets because what was the figure I saw? They've had over the last 5 years, they've lost $33 million, and they lag so far behind the rest of the Big Ten in just revenue, which you almost want to blame that partly on their ACC roots, but really it's the market up here. It's just a tough market. It's so competitive. It's not like one of the things, Rick, I know, and I don't know if other people take this for granted. Growing up where I did, high school sports, and then when Virginia Tech got good, and when Radford had Doug Day, and those games were so exciting, and those were so great, and they really picked up a lot of momentum in our communities, and were a galvanizing thing that we could all enjoy. And Virginia Tech being the big example, ESPN kills to have them on a Thursday night in a cold, October or something like that. And it is, and the whole nation can see what's going on there when they're good. Yeah. And that just, it's harder to do up in DC where there's all those professional teams, and it's just a whole different animal. And I don't have the answers, because promotions and marketing people come and go, fundraisers come and go, and nothing gets better at Maryland. And again, it's just and it's really weird for me. I look at it from a media perspective, and I am telling you, I got there and started covering them in '97, and the ghosts of Lynn Bias were still on campus. I mean, the people had changed, but the attitude's like, oh my gosh, don't let the media get too close. They'll see stuff. And it was horrible. There's just an us against them mentality coming from the athletic department towards the media. And it's a fishbowl, because you at that time you had Baltimore and Washington and other area, and all the small dailies and people covering Maryland. It really was a huge media market. Now that's not true anymore, because a lot of those papers are gone, or they don't have full staffing. The Washington Post doesn't have a sports staff. There's another chin drop for me.
Did the Big Ten save them, right, financially? But has it done anything for the fan base being in the Big Ten? There's no rivals.
It did early on. I got to admit, just from where I sit, suddenly I was seeing new teams. I saw those Winnebagos roll in from Iowa on game weekends and stuff. The Big Ten travels well. They nationally get a lot more attention, because everywhere you go, those schools are always the state school at these other places. And there was a tip. How many times can you have Wake Forest come in where they had really crappy teams, and Duke playing football, I'm talking here. And it was exciting to see the Big Ten teams come. Plus you got Ohio State and Michigan every now and then. And there was a bump. But the thing you got to remember, at that time when Maryland made that move, they had cut men's track. The school of Ronaldo Skeets Nehemiah didn't have a men's track team. Are you kidding me? They were so badly in the hole. And that first year with the Big Ten, they made $20 million more just right out the chute. First year, we're in the Big Ten. Here's your check for $20 million. So it looked pretty good back then. But then now we found out since then that they've been borrowing against what they're making from the Big Ten before they go fully invested, which is 2027. And so it's hard to get a read on exactly how bad the finances are there, other than the bits and pieces we saw come out that you reported.
Yeah, well, we shall see what happens there. Big year for them. Tech plays the third game up there, so it's going to be big for both Tech and for Maryland. What's your open mic this week?
Well, I'm here in the Star City for a wedding.
Yay!
a pleasant change of pace. When I'm at an age, I attend more memorials and funerals than weddings. There was a time in my youth I thought those were somewhat similar experiences. Say goodbye as friends disappeared from our day-to-day shenanigans by opting to settle down, right? Then I found matrimonial bliss and all the fixings myself. And I still consider it the biggest upset in sports history. But part of my deal was I still get to pack up a bag, display my hall pass, and run with members of my old crew who sometimes or somehow are still game ready at the drop of a hat, though it's harder and harder to bend over and pick up that dang hat. I worked in a profession where it was such an advantage to play an extrovert and be paid to talk and, moreover, write sports. I was fortunate to keep collecting friends. I know some of you are listening here now and some others out there. Well, our paths just haven't crossed yet. And that brings me to Scott Bennett, who I know, Rick, you know.
Yep.
He's my buddy sticking his toe back in the matrimonial waters this weekend. And he's a sports guy, son of Ole Miss, hotty toddy, hail fellow well met of extraordinary measure. I was happy to make his acquaintance back in 1995 on a guy's trip through another sports friend of mine, Chris Colston. We went to Wrigleyville to see Chris's Cubs play. He talked me into it. And we just had a blast. I didn't know Scott nor our other all-star compadre on this trip, Randy Butt, but they worked with Chris in Virginia Tech Athletics, where I had briefly toiled in the mid-'80s under 4 different athletic directors in 2 years. It has to be some kind of record. Things were more stable in Blacksburg later after Bill Dooley and I left, as they started to figure things out. And I was thrilled when ultimately Randy and Scott both moved over to Radford to give my alma mater some of that athletic stability. Randy on the business end and Scott, assistant athletic director for sports performance, what we know as strength and conditioning. One of those guys who always looks better in a t-shirt than we do. He's currently charged with helping Brian Steinspring get the training wheels off the Roanoke College football program, among other duties at the school in my favorite town. As proven at Radford, James Madison, Southern Miss, Wyoming, Clemson, and in Mike Gentry's Virginia Tech weight room, he's an MVP in establishing an athletic culture that other schools envy. I don't have time to detail his ridiculously remarkable resume, but I was all in after that weekend in Chicago, where we sang songs on the L on the way to games, pre-gamed at Murphy's bleachers, wore sombreros so Harry Carey could see us. He did, and I got mentioned on TV. And post-game at the Cubby Bear, dancing until they ran us out. Chicago is a fun town. And now Bennett has been successfully mutually recruited by former Radford/Roanoke volleyball player, current Roanoke College coach Blair Trail, in a match made in Maroon Athletics facilities and approved by all. Scott is marrying into 434 career victories, and I can dig it. That's a volleyball joke. I knew Blair just before she transferred to RC, and later I met her writing volleyball stories about the powerhouse AAU program she commandeered here in Roanoke. I guess the point today is you meet a lot of fun, dynamic, talented, committed, caring people in athletics. Congrats to Scott and Blair, and see you tomorrow at kickoff. I also endorse attending Cubs games with friends, even those you didn't know when you got on the plane. But I don't have to tell you folks about that. Sports. That's why we're here now, right?
Yeah, it is. And let's hope sports actually becomes a thing again instead of always the business of sports. But I don't think that's
it's too big a thing now. My good friend Dave Hunziker and I used to talk about how, everything seemed like a more special event when you couldn't just see it all around the clock all the time on your TV. And I so enjoy answering people on Twitter, or the artist formerly known as Twitter and stuff. Whenever they ask me sports questions, I always try and go back as far as I can before ESPN. Hey, they played too. Will Chamberlain scored 100 points and nobody saw it.
And nobody saw it. Yeah.
Things like that. There's just stuff like that. I recently read that really crappy Y.A. Tittle autobiography just so I would know more about him.
Yeah.
Those days were really interesting because those guys had to live a life outside of sports. It wasn't just all, handling your Twitter account and,
I know.
And holding out for more money. You had to go sell insurance or something in the off season to make a living. And I don't know, somehow those people seem more a part of the fabric of their communities. When you read about the old Baltimore Colts and things like that, that's I'm very nostalgic for all that. But hey, as I like to say, hey kid, get off my artificial.
Get off my yeah. Well, hey, I think being a curmudgeon is a good thing. I think it's starting to be a positive thing. Trust me, it's starting. So anyway.
Well, you were way ahead of your time, my friend.
Exactly. Yeah.
A
exactly.
trendsetter.
Yes, I was. Yeah, I was a trendsetter
in the curmudgeon wars.
He's kind of a young one to be in our club, and let's let him in anyway. All right.
Semifinal losses will do that to you.
Yeah, no doubt. Whew. All right, man. Have a great weekend.
Hey, y'all too. Goober says hey. Goober's
hey
going to dance at the wedding.
All right. Yeah, dance at the wedding, Goober. Goober's dancing, everybody. Mike Ashley here on the program. Great stuff from Mike. All right, we're going to have Jen on here in a second. I got Apollo Creed things to take care of here, and I'll be back. And I'll send Jen her invite so she can start to join us here. Everybody was asking about Creed. You can't see him, but he's down here, and I can tell he's ready to go. And I'm going to let him out and rub his head real quick. Be right back. Let me get Jen sent here before I go. Good stuff from Mike. It was great. Mike, yeah, that was great. We'll be back. Come here, buddy. It's all right. Have to love on the guy, right? Have to love on the guy. So hit us up in the McClellan Chiropractic chat room. I want to thank Lawson's Mobile Home Supply, the NRB Super Bowl, Brandon at Top Shelf Apparel, all those folks, Sundown Electric. Check out their unbelievable list of satisfied clients and their superior craftsmanship. Thanks a lot to the Smith Brothers. Ready, Set, Fun with Bob Chris, BOBCRIST11 at Gmail. Bob has got a good thing going there and help raise money for whatever it might be you need, your sports team, your church group. Travis Williams, Professional Door Incorporated, sponsor of our text line, 38 years in business, right across from New River Community College. National Bank, member FDIC, the exclusive banking partner of me and this program, thanks to Larry Ramsey. The attorney, Ryan Pry. We have to check out beef now because of Ryan Pry. 701 West Main Street in Radford. I don't mean the food item beef. I handle that pretty well myself already, but the show. Little River Heating and Air, 1095 Radford Street in Christiansburg, 540-553-2971. We're presented each and every day by Pulaski County Sports and Entertainment. Thanks to Jonathan Sweet and Tim Miller. They are terrific, and their support is immeasurable. McClellan Chiropractic, Mark Hunley, right off of Walters Drive, 155 Walters Drive in Christiansburg. Go see them off 114, and you'll be glad that you did. And Family Fencing, each and every day, we're brought to you from the Family Fencing Studios. Thanks to all those folks. Jason Green, you're awesome. FamilyFencingNRV.com. Jen will join us here momentarily. I got baseball this weekend. If you're in the area, come by and see us. I'll be in the press box. I'll be the one that looks like me. I'm freshly out of water. And that sucks. Please subscribe, like, and share the channel wherever you might be. We'd love to keep that rolling. I'm not sure what that is, but that's somebody who got to go bye-bye now. Got to go bye-bye now. Good to have Will and Mike on. Maryland situation is strange. They're an ACC team to me. They always will be. That's an ACC school. They bailed out when they needed to. And I guess the Big Ten money distribution's got to be something, though, no matter what they say. They just distributed a record amount to every school. They don't get that from the ACC. The ACC is bleeding. It's really – the ACC really has no future. We'll have to get into this some next week. I was reading some stuff on it. There are several schools who have already been targeted that know they're going to be part of another league. The ACC will not survive the reconstruction of the breakaway. It will not. Enjoy it while you can, Jim Phillips, and everybody who's ACC driven. It's not going to survive. The whole Big 12 with this corporate loan and the way that's being set up. There's some really interesting articles on how that eventually affects the ACC, and they're doing absolutely nothing as a conference. I mean, they're just sitting back, and because we have to look at it from one sport. We're looking at it from football. Yes, Miami broke through last year, and yes, it's a lot easier for the ACC, for Virginia Tech to break through in the ACC because it's the ACC. But what's it going to mean in the long run? It means the league is not going to be around as it's currently constructed for too much longer. Hey, look at that.
Good morning.
Is that a request?
It's just my team. It's my nice guy.
Okay. You show up in Vegas walking into a facility with that. Okay. Jed's gone for the evening. But anyway.
I'm just representing my school right now.
Okay. Everybody, she's representing her school right now. All right. So where are we with the mouthpiece? Where are we with the rehearsal? Where are we with the saxophone appearance?
Your tone sounds a little irritated.
No, I know I'm going to get drilled here in the chat and on the text lines. Okay. I'm just asking now.
I noticed your tagline on your screen says serviceable mouthpiece.
Yes, it does.
So that's probably kind of where I am. I found something serviceable that I'm playing with right now that might be okay.
So you're comfortable doing the rehearsal then?
I've been rehearsing and performing with some groups here with it.
Okay.
But I don't know about the solo capability. So
keep in mind, this group or myself is not going to sit there. It's not like we've ever picked up a saxophone. We're not going to sit there and go, wow, I tell you what, your tone was a little too off right there. You need to go back. Come on.
I have a lot of personal pride in what I do. What if I asked you to do a crappy show and I was like, look, here's a tin can. I want you to speak into this. And I'm going to record it and publish it for the world to see.
If you ask me, Jen, I would try to do it because you mean that much to me. But apparently it's not reciprocated.
Would you? What if there were like people in the background, like talking loudly and like trucks going by and crazy crap in the background? And
you know how it looks when everybody has a tin can and they have the string that's pretty much the most secure broadcast link ever, right? It always works. Wow, this is great.
I mean, you deserve better. You're really high quality at what you do.
Well,
that's what I would say. And I would want you to have the best conditions to succeed.
So you're not a no, you're just saying it's not going to happen.
Not this week. I'm getting ready for Vegas.
I know that.
We have graduation today.
Take us through Vegas week. Like, take us through when you get ready to go to Vegas. Well, when do you starting? When does the packing and the whole planning begin for you?
The planning has already commenced, so that's in progress. The packing, I'm kind of notorious for being an awful procrastinator at packing. Like midnight the night before a 5 a.m. flight, I'm still making it happen. I'm kind of bad about that.
How many days are y'all out there?
4 total. We're doing a red eye. Well, most of us, 3 of the 4 of us are doing a red eye on Sunday back. Okay. So we actually get back to East Coast, like around lunchtime on Monday.
So this is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and you're coming back Sunday?
Correct. But like we have all day Sunday there. and then we fly at like 11:30 p.m. on Sunday.
How many outfits are you going to need?
A lot. I know, a lot. Need 3 dressy going out evening
dressy
outfits. Fun. And I usually say my best outfit for the Bruno Mars Club night, which is Friday night.
Yeah, you told us about that one.
So I need my best outfit for that. And then some casual clothes, lots of pool clothes because we do a lot of pool. We have some cabanas rented. Need a cabana because it's going to be close to 100 out there temperature. So as you know, very dry, very different.
Yeah, it's a very different type of heat. It's real heat. Yeah, it is dry, but yeah.
The cabanas have little misters in them and AC and all that stuff. We have our own bathrooms, but in return, you have to commit to a minimum order. And usually it's on the low side, $500 of food and drinks.
Like for your group, for your whole group. Ping, ping.
Sorry, apparently someone's trying to text me, even though I have Do Not Disturb on.
Oh, really? Who is it? Tell us who it is.
I just muted. I hope it's not work.
No, they know you're doing the show. They would go, wait a minute, we need her, but she's got something to do first. All right.
I'm busy right now.
That's right.
That's right.
Well, that'll be great. So it's you and is it 3 others or is it 4? How many people are going?
3. 4 women total.
4 women. Oh, wow. 4 women unleashed in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And Holly, who you just visited, is not amongst the Vegas people, right?
Correct. This is one of my Virginia crews of friends. So I have a group of friends I grew up with, went to Christiansburg with. That's one group. And then this group, these women I met at the gym and professionally once I came back after graduation, started to work there. Cool. So these are all professional friends, and I'm the only native at that area in this group.
And y'all have done this, what? How many? This is several trips y'all made together, right? Is it always this group that goes?
It is. We started this when I took this job down here as a way to stay connected. And initially we met at Myrtle Beach for a few years. And then a few times we went to Myrtle Beach Bike Week and we did some fun stuff down there. And then we started to Elevate, and Vegas has kind of been the groove. We've been out there now, oh gosh, maybe 12 years, I'm going to guess.
What, you go more often than me. I only have been out there. I've been out there 4 or 5 times, but what's been some of the biggest changes, the evolving of Vegas over the years since you go annually? What have you, good and bad, I guess?
Well, the bad part that everybody's complaining a lot about currently and blaming for a decrease in tourism is just the prices are out of control. So when I'm saying $500 at the cabana, that's going to be really easy to do because even a normal beer like a Miller Lite with taxes and everything is probably $12, I'm going to guess. So everything is very expensive. There's a fee for everything. There's tipping for everything. And you got to be ready for that. Although I think there is going to be some response out there. I think they're going to try to lower some of the costs of attendance, but we don't want to stay at the cheap places. We like to stay at the nice places. So
and that's how they get you, right? That's the whole thing. That's how they get you.
I know. I like the nice. So we like spa time too. And you got to go to a good property to get a good spa. So that's part of the not so good. It's just the cost is very high. And on the fun side, good evolution. I mean, it's just, as you know, there's something for everybody. And the weekend we're going to be there is I think it's called EDC, electronic dance something. But essentially it's like a big electronic dance music festival is out there. So it'll be a lot of shenanigans with that, which is fun to see. And then the property we visit, the Venetian Palazzo, is right by the Sphere. So that's pretty cool too. We have actually not been to the Sphere right now. No Doubt is playing there. I'm not a huge No Doubt person, so I'm not going to blow $200 plus to go there, $200 plus. But I would probably, I'd go to see the Eagles. They've been playing there, and I'd see some other groups, but I'm not going to go do No Doubt.
No. It's crazy to think about that because Vegas, one of the draws for me, I was always told, and it was true. The first 3 or 4 times I went, hey, you go to Vegas, you're going to eat very cheaply. They want you to spend your money in the casinos. You're going to just where you stay is not going to cost you much, and that was correct. And now you hear about it, they just said, "To heck with that."
Yeah,
you're gonna spend money in casinos. You're going to spend a lot of money with us. That's changed. You think that's been like a 5-year developmental thing, or does it go back further than that?
Maybe a little bit more, 5 to 10 years. And that is, depending on how you look at it, there are all these establishments that are much more upscale to, which is fun if you really like good food and everything, but you're going to pay a premium to be there. That is one aspect of being out there that, it's outpricing people. There's not a lot of cheap bargain stuff unless you go off strip.
Morris says Jen is on a different party plateau than most.
Well, I just like to do a lot of stuff and stay engaged. Like if I go to New York, for me, it's jazz clubs. It's, enjoying the culture of New York. In Vegas, the culture thing is not really the kind of culture I'm into. Like I don't really like shows that are real schlocky. And I mean, it's just, that doesn't do anything for me because I work in music. So I'm going to go and I'm going to gamble and play craps and sports book. That is one thing that's really elevated since I think over the last 5 to 10, sports book is totally elevated. Now much more of an experience to go there, spend all day there. And of course, I love that. My friends, not so much, but I'll go down there.
I was going to say, do they get involved at all with it, or are they just kind of like, yeah?
They know that I'm going to be down there though, and they're just kind of like, okay, you go do that. We'll see you a little bit later. One of the visits, I was there in March, right before March Madness, probably 2 years ago, and I went to go watch a Cox game and sit at the bar in the sports book and everything. I had such a good time. I met all these other SEC fans and fun, drank for free. It was amazing. And my friends then came down and I was already well ahead of them, the party time. So, but it's okay. We work it out.
So are you the most excited one to go? Or I mean, of Vegas, or the friends as excited? Like because you have different things you look forward to. Mm-hmm. So are you like the leader of are you the leader of this quartet?
I think we all take leadership on in our own ways most of the time, which I really like about this whole group of friends. Like we all kind of have things that we will take on here and there and make it work. So like one of my friends, she took the liberty of making some dinner reservations for us, and she and I consulted and figured out what we have to keep everybody happy. Like there's one person I will not name by name. She's a more conservative eater, does not like seafood, doesn't like real fine dining kind of stuff, I would say. So I'm trying to be careful, trying to be respectful. So, we just want to make sure there's something on the menu she would like, that the rest of us a little more adventurous. You got to keep everybody's taste in mind.
I get it. So on a bit of a sobering news, Wayne sent me the link. I looked it up. You saw about Steven Garcia, right? The former South Carolina quarterback. He announced yesterday he's got stage 4.
He's colon cancer.
Yeah, colon cancer. I was trying to read what the specific scientific term. Yeah, so he's in trouble. But is that going to be one of those things you think eventually, if the inevitable seems it's going to happen there, that the school will do something mid-season or something, or maybe at the beginning of the season for him?
I don't know. Yes, I mean, Shane Beamer's already released a little video about it, and everyone's been donating to a GoFundMe. It is really sad. We've had a lot of bad luck with quarterbacks because Steve Tannehill, the one who was big from my time in school, recently passed away from some kind of rare cancer. I can't remember specifically what it was, but he fought it for a while, and then he had not announced that he was sick, and then he just passed away. And he was probably, I don't know, 52, 53. And then Steven Garcia is, I think, 36 or 38. So he wasn't even at the age to have the regular colonoscopies and checkups. And apparently he said he was not feeling 100%, and his wife nagged him, and he went and got it checked out. And to get that kind of news is awful. So that's happening. And then Connor Shaw, who was one of our most successful quarterbacks under Spurrier. I don't think Connor ever lost at home during his entire career here. He had cardiac arrest on the sidelines. He was coaching a Sandlot type team and collapsed. Thankfully, there were a lot of really skilled people who essentially saved his life. And he speaks now about the need to have the equipment, the cardiac arrest equipment everywhere. And that's his big campaign now, is trying to get more of those units provided. But yeah, we've not had good luck. And of course, if anyone can beat this, Steven Garcia could, but we all know how daunting stage 4 colon cancer is. And the young men, I mean, I've known so many
He is young, yeah,
who have gotten that. And there's something happening in our society. Like, these young people are getting colon cancer at an alarming rate. So I don't know what we're doing and what's happening. I don't know if it's a packaging of our foods and bottles or our environment. There's something contributing to that. Because certainly Steven Garcia is a very healthy person, was still very active. So awful.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I did see that. I've read a couple articles about that it's that generation coming out of that. Yeah, it's happening a lot more. I don't know what it would be. I have no idea. At some point, somebody will have a correlation. If we can still trust people who, science and to tell us what's going on instead of lying. But anyway,
there are a lot of really great scientists out there, and I feel faithful. I have faith in them that they will figure something. I mean, there is a lot of speculation that it could be preservatives and prepared foods, processed foods, not enough fiber in a lot of the food that we eat. But it's, needless to say, terrible news and very shocking too. But I think they've raised about $150,000 maybe to help him out. He was joking around, like he's still doing very well right now.
Yeah, he looks good. I was just looking at the update. He looks good.
He does look good. He posted a little video. He said, "Okay, folks, there was no NIL when I was here. So if you have a little bit extra, be grateful for the help."
Yeah,
so,
he looks good. He does.
Yeah, they showed him. He was outside throwing some football, and he did start a really aggressive chemo treatment recently. So.
Well,
yeah, thank you for asking about it, though. It is sad, and
it is sad.
Thinking about him and praying.
Well, here's hoping he beats the odds. I'd love to see him beat the odds and be talking about a great, great story as opposed to what it almost seemed like reading the article. He's going to fight it, but I think he understands what he's up.
Yes, of course. Yes, yeah. I think he was very public about it, and he said that it was in his liver as well, which obviously is serious. And they're going to try to resect part of his liver, I think, that has the cancer in it after he goes through the chemo.
Wow. Horrible, horrible news, especially for a young guy like that.
Yeah. And again, someone who wasn't even slated to have the checkups to begin that. Have you had yours recently?
No, not recently. It's been a while. I did several years ago.
Well, you're probably on the every 10-year schedule.
I need to do that again. Yeah, I think I am actually. So
you should check on it. And it's just a reminder to everyone, like we do have a family history in our family. So Neil and I, my brother and I go every 5 years, but I don't think it's that big of a deal at all, honestly. So I hope that other people who have not done the checkup should just go ahead and do it. Just get it over with.
Just go and do it. And better to know than to sit around and not know. And then like he found out, oops, and now it might be too late to do anything. So,
well, what a lot of people don't realize is if you have polyps that are going to turn cancerous during the procedure, they can just go ahead and remove them. And then the risk is removed, so it's very easily preventable if you have colonoscopies.
Correct. Well, I fear it's going to be the one treacherous disease we never solve. I don't see that ever being solved. I really don't. Because don't they say, is it true? It's inside of us. The whole, like the start, it's just waiting for it to be activated. Like everybody has it kind of in their system.
I mean, all cancers technically, like, a lot of it's genetics, and whether you flip the switch to activate the genetic capacity to develop disease. And, that's why it's so important to exercise and attempt to eat healthy and take care of yourself, lower stress. The stress component is major.
Yes.
Trying to live a good life and find some peace and tranquility in today's world. That's just so important.
A little Zen action is what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, more time off of these, right?
I know. And I've tried to make a conscious decision to do that too. Whenever I'm out Deadman and I'm walking, if it's a nice day, it keeps track of my steps and everything, but I don't just walk around, just look around. Let's just you don't need it. They are the curse of, we don't know it. We need it, but they are the curse of mankind. This whole little device, it's unbelievable.
Well, we were at, we had an alumni concert band event recently, and then I'm playing with another group here locally. And during rehearsals, I was looking around, and one thing I really love about this group is a range of ages of musicians in the area. And some of them are at USC currently in college, and the oldest is probably 70 something. I looked around, and we're in rehearsal 2+ hours together, and nobody has their phones out. Nobody. Like, we're all just focused doing our thing. And, when we have breaks, we're chit-chatting with each other and talking. And it just kind of wholesome and refreshing.
Yeah. Old school, huh? Woohoo!
It's really, yeah. And my brain is happy in that environment. Like, afterwards, I feel like a little dopamine happy buzz from just not being on my phone and interacting with people and being expressive. So, all those things, we can't let ourselves get too far from it.
Keep in mind, folks, this is a different happy buzz than she'll be experiencing next weekend in Vegas.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, like, I'm preaching about good health and good consumption habits, and I will not be practicing any of that for 4 days. But we all should have fun, but then you clock back into some normalcy and some healthy choices after.
There you go. Yeah, just don't continue the debauchery.
Right.
Don't let the debauchery win.
Yeah. Compartmentalize it, enjoy fully, then return to smart decisions.
What years was Garcia the quarterback? I'm losing. I don't remember. Do you remember how long ago was that? I remember him very well as a player. He was a good player. I just can't remember what years he was there.
So the year we won, we were tied or won the SEC East. No, we won outright the SEC East. So we beat Florida. Was that
him? Wow.
Yeah. Oh. Someone Google the year for me, please.
Yeah, I can't remember. Because he was number 5, right?
Mm-hmm. I got you his jersey. You
that's
saw
what
his
I thought.
Jersey.
See, I thought that's
you
what
could wear his jersey to support him. Do you still have it?
I do. Of course I do.
You should do that. That would be cool for you to take a little picture in it, post it.
And send to him. He wouldn't care, but I'd send to him.
I would care if you post it on your profile. I'd like that, or on the show.
2008 to 2011.
Okay. I was going to guess 2010 was the year that we won the SEC East.
Wow. 7,600 yards, 47 touchdowns.
And he was just fun. Like, I don't know if you remember, he is the most personality filled quarterback. Well, Tannehill's pretty fun too, but one of the most, just larger than life. Like, he got in trouble with Spurrier for drinking and doing dumb things, and he would always own it. Like, he was one of those who would be like, yeah, that was real dumb. I had a cooler and I just went through the cooler, and my friends and I had a good time. And, he would just claim it.
Yeah. He was dismissed. Yeah. He dismissed 6 games into his final year in 2011. Was that because
he needed to grow up a little bit?
Was that because you just kept breaking team rules and things like that? And Coach Holtz was just like, or Coach Spurrier was just like, I'm done. You're gone. You're out of here.
Yeah, he was. Yes, he was kind of a rebel and a little bit sassy, mouthy, long hair. Did his own thing. I mean, he was really, I don't know, again, if you recall this, he was hotly recruited. And I think Ole Miss was coming after him as well. And we were so excited when he committed to USC. But he did bring a lot of excitement, energy. That a lot of his teammates have come out and posted videos about how much they love him and care for him.
Well, we're pulling for him. We're pulling for him. No doubt. No doubt.
Thank you.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, that's what we try to be. We try to be. Did you see my pictures from the Blacksburg Sports Club? Did you see those?
I did. You looked really handsome. And I love you look very fit, but you're not ribbing out. You're controlling your ribbing out tendencies and you're not letting that happen. So thank you. You look great.
How much influence do you have over me? So I'm down like, I don't know, 8 or 9 pounds. And it's like, I go, and the whole thing, I sit there and I said, well, I don't want to rib out for Jen.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for not.
Yeah.
That was a good looking group of men. I buy calendar. What y'all should sell a calendar for Steven Garcia and I'll buy one.
Yeah, well, Bud is. Yeah, Bud's still very fit. Bud does not look, I think he said he was 66, 67, whatever he is. He looks great. Bud looks
great. He does look great.
Coach Elmo looks great. Mike Burnup looks great. So.
All of y'all look great. None of you have I remember the snaky poo, the older guy thing where you get like your body's all skinny and then it's like a snake that ate a rat and it's processing and it's like skinny body and then bloop and then skinny. None of y'all have that. None of y'all have the snaky poo or the.
We avoid it. We're avoiding it. We're avoiding it.
That's a big battle of aging. Avoid snaky poo.
Avoid snaky poo. Doc, how do I avoid snaky poo?
Don't let it happen to you, and you get those little skinny stick legs, and like the rest of you is all skinny, and then bloop. Don't let it happen.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's right. That's true.
Snaky poo. Think of the rat going through the snake body.
If I ever start being snaky poo, let me know. Let me know.
You're not in danger. You're good, but watch the rib out. Now that you've been guilty of before.
Oh, I mean, as a matter of fact, when I got the Garcia jersey as part of a bet I paid back, and that's when I had dropped a whole lot of weight.
You were running way too much.
When you saw me, you were like, "What are you doing? What happened to you?" It's like, and I didn't feel good. That was the thing. I lost too much weight, and I never felt good. Oh, I felt too. Yeah.
Yeah, you need a little meat on the bone, some muscle on there. That's one thing I like about the strength training emphasis that's happening now in health, because I just think we all are representing a little bit more some strength, and it helps with aging so much to have the strength component.
That was like a 70-pound drop. Yeah, that was
too much,
and it was too fast too. Yeah.
You look way better now.
Thank you so much. Next BDST fundraiser, Brandon says, men of BDST calendar. I don't know how well that would sell.
I'm buying. I'm in.
Well, okay. You talk about the men of the calendar. Yeah, that'd be great. You could have, well, my goodness, we could have, you go through the list here, right? You got Mike Ashley, David Smith. You could have Will on there, Dwight Vick. I mean, Keon Brown. Marva could be, well, Marva's a woman. You and Marva would have to be on there as the two women of BDST.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, we could do that. Keep me the hell away from it, but yeah, everybody else can be on it.
No, you have to be in it. You're the star of the show. You're the one that makes it happen.
Morris says he read where Garcia was suspended 5 times in his career. A rebel rouser indeed.
Like real rowdy, fun, and not ashamed of it. Like would always bring the full heat in owning it. Like, oh yeah, I chugged 2 beers and then went to this event for football and they smelled it on me and I had to leave. You know, he would just just bring the truth. It would never be like this, well, I made some decisions and I regret the decisions. So you didn't do any of that.
Right. Yeah, never regretted them. Didn't regret them at all.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Vic's asking for our positive thought of the week for the weekend. What do you got, Jen? What's your positive thought for the weekend?
Well, I'm in great spirits because today is Gamecock graduation day. And
I'm really last weekend.
I love this time of year, and it reminds me of the cycles of life that are beautiful and full of hope and optimism. So I'm going to share that. It's just thinking about these cycles of new people coming in, new alumni entering the world, the work, or whatever's next as our alumni, and just feeling grateful for the work that I get to do. And like with you, we work with a lot of young people, and they keep you feeling vibrant and optimistic about what is next in the world.
No, they do. It does. And ours was last weekend, and on Friday we had we call the courting ceremony, where the athletes get their court, for the graduation on Saturday. And so many of those kids, when they come through, thank me again for calling their games, or get hugs from the women's soccer players or the volleyball, just things like that. You meet the families, and you're like, this is why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you, and when you recruit the kids for music, all this other crap aside, watching everything get destroyed before our eyes because of more greed, more money, 76-team NCAA tournament. Hell, we're going to go to a 24-team college playoff in a couple of years. I mean, it's all falling apart around us, but those moments remind you why you did it in the first place. But they are fleeting. They seem to be few and far between, unfortunately. So
I'm grateful in music that's not infiltrating our world.
Music will not go away. Correct.
So it is still, still got a lot of the wholesome qualities I mentioned about the rehearsal and all of us together. And that's been so fun for me to play with alumni who I recruited as students, and they're still around. They're still active in the arts community and still playing and performing. And it's been something that has reminded me how fortunate I am and how grateful I am to be in this world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, great stuff today. See, we've been very philosophical today with all of our guests. It's been great. Be safe in your travels, and we will see you regardless of the situation next week, because you promised.
Well, maybe it's possible I could probably make my way down to like a Starbucks or something.
We want casino live video.
Okay. I don't know how good the volume will be. It might have to be shorter. I don't know if I'll be able to hear you. We'll try. We'll try to make that happen.
We want to see people running around in togas. We want to see the whole atmosphere.
It'll be after our first night there. So the first night we either go hard and stay up all night and just push through, or
no, I think you need to change it this year, because you got your big night Friday in the place you've wanted to go, right?
Right.
So I think you need to kind of just, all right, long day of travel. We're here. Let's just kind of, and then Friday night, boy, boom.
Well, that would work out better for my show appearance if I'm going to do it.
That's true. It would. I'm just thinking game plan. I'm trying to game plan. I'm trying to coach you through this, Jen. That's all.
I mean, sometimes it does happen with a time change, because that is a killer when you first get out there.
Oh, it really is. You feel it, man, every time.
I gotta check and see what's on sportsbook wise too, and plan that, because I'm
Thursday night, nothing.
What about, do you know Friday, Saturday? What should I expect?
There'll be more. There'll be more playoff games. There'll be there'll be all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what I can get into.
Yeah. Well, listen, be safe, and we hope everything works out that we can see you next week. And again, pick Tor Evans. I didn't get my Holly pick.
Yes, you did.
No, you didn't. You didn't send me anything.
You saw it on my secret feed on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, but I don't know how to. Yeah, but that disappeared now. I can never find it again.
I'll send it to you.
I can never find it again.
You saw it and commented how much you loved it and how happy you were.
I did. No, I saw that, but then I don't understand Instagram. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. I don't understand Instagram at all. And I can never, ever find, it's gone now, and it's gone. For me,
it's in my story. Yeah, I put all that stuff in my story because I don't want it to linger around, things that are maybe not as professional.
Yeah.
I put them in my story and have a limited audience because I'm just being a smart professional person. Like, you got to be careful.
I understand. No,
You don't
I
want to
get
be
it.
like the Michigan coach.
I know.
Who's like liking all the creepy stuff,
Yeah.
and then that you can see the total trail of the creepy things that you like.
You don't want to be a Mike. You don't want to be the next Mike Vrabel. That's true. That's true.
I don't. Or, like you saw, I went out on a boat on this day with like, that's the latest thing with those two. I'm just really careful. You got to be monitoring your digital footprint.
I understand. All right.
Okay.
Well, be safe, dear, and have fun. You've earned it. I know you'll go out there and let your hair down in all the best ways possible. So hopefully we'll be a part of it next Friday morning.
Okay. Thank you. And go Cox.
There you go. Yeah. Well, that's going to take on a whole different meeting out in Vegas.
Go Cox.
Go.
Always go Cox every day.
I understand.
Okay.
All right. Be good, girl.
Take care. Love you.
She won't. Love you. Be good. Be a good girl going to Vegas. Her. Come on. All right. Great stuff, everybody. Great week. Man, we had a great week of shows. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, and share. Stay safe. Enjoy your weekend. Come see us at Williams Field. Baseball tonight at 6, tomorrow at 4, Sunday at 1, Senior Day. Last home series, last broadcast of the spring for me. So come out and say hey if you're out there. Good luck to both Radford and Tech softball as they continue on their tournament runs. Right? And we'll see you on Monday, everybody.